In 1950, a man named D.B. Cooper hijacked a plane, jumped out with $200,000 strapped to his back, and vanished. In 1996, a 6-year-old beauty queen was found lifeless in her home, sparking one of the most baffling investigations in history. And in the 1970s, a serial killer taunted the FBI with cryptic letters and ciphers, some of which remain unsolved to this day. These aren't just stories, they're wounds in the FBI's history, wounds that have never healed. The Federal Bureau of Investigation is one of the most powerful law enforcement agencies in the world. It's their job to track criminals, crack cases, and bring justice. But even they aren't perfect. Some cases are so complex, so chilling, that they've left even the brightest minds inside the FBI completely stumped. Tonight, we're diving into the mysteries that still haunt the FBI today. And you may never look at these cases, or the world around you, the same way again. For every case the FBI has solved, dozens remain cold. Files sit in dusty cabinets, evidence sealed in boxes, leads that went nowhere. These aren't minor crimes, these are disappearances, kidnappings, and murders that captured the entire nation. The fact that even the FBI can't solve them is what makes them so disturbing. And for agents who've spent their entire careers chasing these ghosts, the weight is unbearable. Let's start with one of the most infamous cases, the Zodiac Killer. Between 1968 and 1969, a man calling himself Zodiac terrorized Northern California. He claimed responsibility for multiple murders and sent letters to newspapers, taunting police and the FBI. But these weren't ordinary letters. They contained cryptic codes, ciphers that he bragged would reveal his identity. One of those ciphers, known as the 340 cipher, took over 50 years to crack. When experts finally solved it in 2020, the chilling message didn't reveal his name, only his arrogance. But here's the thing. Despite decades of investigation, despite forensic breakthroughs, the Zodiac was never caught. His file remains open at the FBI. Some believe he's long dead. Others think he's still alive. Either way, he outsmarted America's top agents, and that fact still haunts them. Then there's D.B. Cooper. November 24th, 1971, a man dressed in a suit and tie boards Northwest Orient Airlines Flight 305 from Portland to Seattle. He orders a bourbon, hands a flight attendant a note, and whispers, "I have a bomb." What followed was one of the most legendary crimes in American history. Cooper demanded $200,000 in cash and parachutes. The FBI delivered. Then, somewhere over Washington state, he jumped out of the back of the plane and disappeared. To this day, no one knows who he was. No one knows if he survived. All they found were a few bills from the ransom money, discovered by a young boy digging on a riverbank years later. The FBI spent decades chasing shadows, interviewing suspects, running forensic tests. Nothing. They officially closed the case in 2016, but closing a case isn't the same as solving it, and D.B. Cooper remains the only unsolved hijacking in U.S. history. Some cases haunt agents not because of their complexity, but because of their tragedy. February 25th, 1957, Philadelphia. A hunter stumbles upon a cardboard box in the woods. Inside is the body of a young boy wrapped in a blanket. No one knows who he is. For years, the case consumed the FBI and local police. They plastered his face on posters. They investigated countless leads, but no one ever claimed him. The boy in the box became a symbol of failure and heartbreak. Only in 2022, thanks to DNA technology, was he finally identified, Joseph Augustus Zarelli. But even with his name, the mystery isn't solved. Who killed him? Why was he discarded like trash? Those answers remain buried in time. February 9th, 2004. A 21-year-old nursing student named Maura Murray emails her professors, claiming there's a death in her family. It was a lie. That night, she drives her car into a snowbank in rural New Hampshire. A witness offers help. She declines. Minutes later, police arrive. Maura is gone, vanished. The FBI joined the investigation, but nothing made sense. Her phone, her car, her bank account, all abandoned. There were rumors. Did she run away? Was she kidnapped? Did she start a new life somewhere else? Hundreds of leads, thousands of tips, and no answers. Her case has been called the first mystery of the social media age, because online sleuths from around the world got involved, but 2 decades later, she's still missing. And then there's one of the most famous cases in American history. Christmas morning, 1996, Boulder, Colorado. 6-year-old JonBenét Ramsey is found dead in her own home. A ransom note is discovered. The FBI is called in, but the investigation was chaos from the start. The crime scene wasn't secured, evidence was mishandled, and almost immediately, suspicion fell on her own family. But the DNA evidence didn't match anyone in the house. To this day, no one has been arrested. The case shattered public trust in law enforcement. And for the agents who worked it, JonBenét's face has haunted them for nearly 3 decades. What makes these cases terrifying isn't just that they're unsolved. It's that some of these killers are probably still out there. The Zodiac's letters didn't just stop. Some believe he kept sending taunts to law enforcement under different names. Some believe he was never one person at all, but multiple people. The FBI has entire units dedicated to these mysteries. But sometimes, even the most powerful agency in the world can't find the truth. These aren't just stories in a documentary. They're failures that haunt the FBI. For every solved case, there's one that slipped through their fingers. And for every family still waiting for justice, the clock keeps ticking. Which of these cases shocked you the most? Do you think they'll ever be solved? Let me know in the comments. And if you found this story chilling, make sure to like, share, and subscribe to Behind the Crime, because there are more stories like this, stories the world needs to hear.